Good job, bro. Good job. Um, I'm going to be making a different type of video this time around. Mike Loki is getting in the way, bro. Today's a different type of video, bro. For those who don't know, my name's Tekwa. Tekwa underscore Ligsy. Most people just know me as Tekwa. That's my name. That's what everyone calls me on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and everywhere else. That's what I'm known as, or as that's what I'm known as. I make content. I go live every single day. I post YouTube videos. I got a small team behind me. Some editors, clippers, and people who help me on Twitch modding as well as Discord modding for my Discord server. Um, this is like an extra YouTube channel I have just so I could post what I want. Um, Raw edited footage, maybe some cuts here and there if I stutter or mumble. Everyone kind of knows me as Tekwa, and I am 23 years old. I'm 23 years old, and I'm kind of lost on what I want to do in my life. I kind of always was confused on what I wanted to do for my future, and so throughout my whole time in high school, I was growing up, and I couldn't find a passion for anything. Uh, I looked at search. I really enjoyed sports, so maybe I thought I enjoyed something about sports. I was very good at soccer, but at the end of the day, I just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought. Um, then I thought maybe becoming a nurse, and I was like, no, it's not for me either. I don't wanna. I'm not the type of person to be, at a college or university for 10 to 15 years of my life just to get a well-paying job. Um, and I've always grinded for everything I have. Uh, grinded for my first car. I kind of, when I first started, I kind of just had nothing. I always had nothing, and I never really had the help of anyone, except by my parents. My parents actually, support me in everything I do, and I'm very grateful for them. And I want to prove to them that their support will pay off one day. And yeah, I was just looking for that passion, something I enjoy, and then one day, my friends, I had a group of friends at the time. We're not friends anymore, unfortunately, but kind of ditched me. Um, they came up with an idea. They're like, I think we're a funny group. Why not? Let's start social media. Let's start a Twitch channel. And we first started up our first stream ever. It was just the three of us. It was actually three of us who played. We were just playing games together, and we didn't have any no one shit up on the first day on our streams. Let me give it a buck. It was just us. Uh, we just went live hoping someone was gonna join, and then someone did join. His name was Gilly. For those who don't know, shout out my boy Gilly. He really is a grinder, bro. Even though I be hating on him, even though I be talking shit, I don't actually mean anything, bro. The only shit I actually mean is the stuff I say off camera. So if he were to get on a call with me one on one, it would be the real me, no troll shit aside. And he knows how I am. I be saying a lot of things. I talk a lot on stream or on any other person's stream. Um, when it becomes down to that one on one conversation, it's like the real 100% genuine version of me. Um, yeah, we sparked up that first ever stream, and Giddy joined up, and I enjoy. Actually, no, we didn't have anyone for our first stream. The second stream is when Gilly pulled up. We played games together. Then Chico pulled up, some other viewer, and then Manic pulled up. Then Sato pulled up, then it just kind of spiraled into a thing where we go live like every once in a while. It wasn't that even we were even consistent. It was just for fun. And eventually we stopped because my friends just they ditched me. I'm like a bit of bug. They ditched me. They didn't want to be associated with me. I was going through a tough time at the time, and they said, "Nah, bro, we don't want to be cool with you anymore." And I was like, "Fairs." Took it on the chin. It really did hurt me though. It hurt me a lot at the time. I took it on the chin, and I'm still blessed to have a family and all these things around me. My other friends, and then I didn't think about making social media a part of my thing ever again. Up until Gilly actually got my Discord and he hit me up saying, it's like, when's the next stream? And I was like, oh, we're not gonna stream no more, bro. And he said, why not? He said, why don't you stream? And I was like, I don't know how to stream. I don't know how to make an account. I don't even know how to go live. And he said, fuck it, run stream and I'll pull up. And I made an account very fast, um, which was Techwo underscore. I just took my brother's name. That was my PlayStation account name. I just took it. So I made that Twitch for the very first time, and I went live off my PlayStation 5. And ever since that day, I went live every day. It wasn't nothing serious. It was just for fun. I just played pro clubs, and I consistently started streaming that for a while. I started getting some motion. I started averaging like 9 viewers, 10 viewers. It's not a lot of viewers, but at the time, for me it was a lot, man. I was just very appreciative if one person pulled up to the stream. As long as I wasn't alone, I was happy. But I didn't like streaming at the time. I'm giving it a butt. You know, some guy came up to me. His name was Jelly. He came into my chat. Shout out my boy Jelly. He kind of saw potential in me and was like, "Hey man, I think you should really start taking this serious." And in my head, I was like, "I don't got it. I don't got it in me to stream. I don't know." Um, and I was like, "You know what? Fuck it, bro. If he believes in me, I didn't even believe in myself at that time. But Jelly went out of his way to believe in me and pressured me to make content, clip farm, make a TikTok, make a YouTube. Only problem at the time is I was a shit editor and I wasn't able to do any of that. So the content I was posting was just complete fucking dog shit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. And it was just me playing games. No one really watches people play games anymore nowadays. Um, and I kept on continuing just playing games, and I never really saw any improvement. At some point, I went 3 months with the same amount of average viewerships, and I was like, after those 3 months, I kind of gave up. I was like, it's just not for me, bro. I really enjoyed it. It was a good run, and I was gonna quit. Then Jelly came up with the idea that why don't you switch up the content? Instead of doing pro clubs, why don't you do like just chatting IRL type of content? And I'm like, I'm not really an IRL type of guy. I can't see myself holding a camera in public. Like I'm a very shy person. So at the time I was like, nah, I'm just gonna stick with what I'm comfortable with. But I just made a decision one night. I was like, fuck it, bro. No matter like if I do get hate, the small community I had, because it was a video game community. So imagine switching up the content completely. I was gonna get hate. I knew it. Um, but I didn't want to be stuck playing one game for the rest of my life. If I did want to pursue this, and I switched it up, and first day I went live for just chatting. I did a song battle segment. I know people make fun of me for talking about song battles because that's what I'm known for. I'm the song battle king. But that first stream, we hit numbers that we have never hit before. I think at the time we hit like 20 viewers. Me and Jetty were like stoked in the background, and we were like, "Fuck yes, bro! Like maybe this might be the wave." And that first day I did just chatting, I got my first loyal viewer, first actual loyal viewer. Shout out my boy Dizzy Ice Bear. Luckily, he came in and after that it slowed down a bit, of course, right? Um, it was just Ice Bear in that chat. Vinny Rabbits. Like mints, 4 people, 3 viewers. I had like 3 viewers, 4 viewers. It was someone at least, right? And Iceberg really, he really enjoyed me going live, but I kept on going live. I kept on going live. I kept on seeing no progress again, and I stopped enjoying. I stopped enjoying it. I kind of felt like a bother for me to go live. The reason why I didn't give up was because Iceberg every day, if I did miss a day, he would be like, "Tech, why are you streaming? Tech, why are you streaming?" And I'm like, "Damn, bro, I can't let this kid down." So I kept on going live, and then yeah, I don't know what it was. I just lost passion for it, and I just wanted to quit so bad. But I couldn't let these people down, and so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go live." Then then I was like, you know what? Let me actually lock in with the streaming shit. And I decided one day, you know what? For the next 300 days, what how many days are in the year? 365 or something like that. I'll be going live straight, and if I miss a day, I have to do a punishment or a challenge or something. That's what I said. And people were like, "This guy's not gonna do it. This guy's not gonna do it. What is he talking about?" And I was streaming every day. I was streaming every day, just chatting. I saw progress here and there, but not too much progress. Not the progress I wanted to see. I still like 10 viewers, 12 viewers, 15 if I was lucky. Um, you know, and I lost passion for it once again. I was like, can I enjoy something that feels like a bother or a task? And then that's when I made the decision. Like, I graduated from college already. I'm getting my master's degree. What's the point of doing streaming if I'm already gonna have a career? And I messaged everyone from my community. I told them like everyone pull up to this one stream. Everyone who I've talked to for the past months, half a year streaming. So I told them to pull up for it, and that day, everyone pulled up. Everyone pulled up. Everyone showed love. We actually averaged 35 viewers that stream, and we maxed out at 45. Uh, and I always thought the whole time I was streaming, I was like, damn, I'm doing this for nothing. And that day, it made me realize. I looked back at it and I was like, damn, we actually did make progress. It's just I'm so critical of myself to the point where I was just, I'm very negative on myself. I wanna grow fast. Like if I don't see growth, it really does hurt my head. It doesn't anymore because I know there's gonna be up and down days when it comes to streaming. Um, then I then after that day, it kind of clicked. It clicked. I don't know what happened. After that day, it clicked. I started averaging 15 viewers, 20 viewers. People were pulling up crazy. I was maxing out at 20 viewers. I was like, damn, we might actually do this. Because that stream, I told him like, if a year from now, if I don't have, if I'm not Twitch partner by the end of that year, by the end of a year from that day, I was gonna quit. And people did not want to see me quit, so they came out of the way to support me. I appreciate those guys so much. Um, After that day, it kind of just clicked. I started streaming every day, and now I have such a good community. I really love y'all so much, bro. Um, it's been a journey, bro. And now, currently where I'm at now, I enjoy streaming the most. Like I love it so much. I love it so much. I don't even think it's just streaming. I think it's just creating content. I love creating content. So if any way I can make it as a YouTuber, TikToker, Twitch streamer, any type of way, I would enjoy that. As long as I can make a living. These past couple of months have been the best. Really, I go live and I smile and I enjoy what's happening. Appreciate y'all for pulling up every day, man. I show love. But you know what? I got an email today. One of my professors. Uh, think I failed the class, and I'm having a meeting on Monday about what's going to happen, and I already know what's gonna happen. They're gonna tell me to that I won't be able to become a teacher. I can't fail classes. I was on the brink of getting, expelled from school, and they told me if I fail anything else, it's GG's is done. Um, you know, I try my hardest to try to become a teacher, but I think it's gonna fail. Right at the end as well, I was literally like a year away from becoming a teacher. Um, I think I failed, and I never succeeded in any part of my life. I think I just never succeeded in anything. Whatever it was from sports, always just short. Like short from pursuing my dreams. I just was never good enough in soccer to become a pro. Never had a passion for anything else. I really did like business. I enjoyed the business. I really enjoyed selling shoes, making money, hustling. I love that a lot. So in my head, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I could pursue that, make a clothing brand. That ultimately failed. You need a lot of money and a team behind you to make a clothing brand. And for me, who has not who is a no name and has no experience in this clothing brand business, I have boxes of T-shirts over here. I wish I could sell. I could probably make a good amount of money. Um, that failed. Um, anything I do, I just I failed at. Try becoming a YouTuber. I failed at that too. Try becoming a teacher now. I failed at that too. I just want to succeed in one aspect of my life, and I feel like streaming, not even streaming, as content creating is one of those where I do see myself succeeding, and I really enjoy it. It's something I enjoy. Number one. Number two, there could be so much. There's so many benefits from it. You could pick what time you could go live. You get to meet a shit ton of other people, creators. Then there's the grind. I love the grind. I really love grinding. Um, I love putting in a lot of work in something that I'm very passionate about, which at the time, maybe a year and a half ago, was clothing. Like every day, I was just thinking about clothes, how I could promote it. Um, Now it's about networking, trying to incorporate new ideas to my streams, and looking at different aspects on how I could grow as a content creator. Because it's very difficult. It's the hardest it's ever been at the moment. But that's what I love about it. It's a challenge that I want to take. Um, and if I already failed at everything in life, this is the only thing that's left for me, bro. If I'm gonna keep it a buck and be honest, and it's sad for me because I feel like if I tell my parents straight up I'm dropping out of school or I'm getting kicked out, they would be very disappointed in me, and that's the last thing I want to do, disappoint my parents. Um, so imagine if I went up to them and said I'm dropping out of school and I'm going to go live and record videos. They're gonna think I'm crazy. There's no money in it. I mean, I'm not making much money now. I'm basically just doing this for the love of the game, if we're being honest. But I mean, I got to meet a lot of new people. I really do enjoy it. So maybe I take a little gap here, focus on this 24/7, and see what I could do with this, man. Um, I want to take a year. I want to take a year and focus on this for 24/7. Maybe a little gap year. And don't tell my parents that I'm getting kicked out or I'm flunking out. We'll see how that goes. That's only time will tell. But I really love content creating, and you hear this from a ton of different people, but I genuinely do, and that's the only passion that I have at the moment. I love teaching as well, entertaining people, but content creating is where I want to be at. I want it so bad. I want it so bad. Um, and I feel like when I do make it, I'll look back and smile because I mean, at the moment, I have nothing. I'm literally dead broke. I'm at the point where I need to take my finances serious. I mean, I've worked so hard to try to pay off school debt and loans, and to the point where I had 3 jobs at once. That's the type of life I don't want to have, man. Um, showing up to some place 6 hours, 4 hours a day, and just not enjoying it. I hated it, but when the money came in, it was worth it because I gotta use that money for things I enjoy. And at the moment, I think my plan is to get a job, use all that money and put it into streaming. I mean, I have every equipment possible. I'm not missing anything. Um, maybe just some IRL supplies, IRL setup. That's all I'm missing. I already have wireless mics. I'm probably just missing like a live view and an extra phone for data. All I'm missing. I'm just here to tell my story on how like I first started streaming. Um, Maybe I don't make it as a streamer. Maybe I make it as a YouTuber. Maybe I make it as a TikToker. But I wanna make it happen somehow. And especially me, I live in LA. Like it's very possible. I have an extra foot in there because everyone makes content here in LA. Like everyone moves over here to make content. Only time will tell, and at the moment I'm lost, man. I'm lost. But hopefully we look back at this and we smile. I smile. I smile that we made it. I want to retire my parents. Everyone says that. But I also want to live my life. I don't want to live my life for someone else. And my parents really want me to get a degree. I already got a degree. Like I'm not doing anything with it. But I want to live my life at the end of the day. And as long as I die happy, the only wish I have is to die happy and to give my life to God as well. Those are the two things I want in life at the moment. Um, it's gonna be a tough road for sure, but maybe this becomes iconic. Maybe this motivates people to try to make content. Um, we'll see how things go on. We'll see how things develop. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, bro. Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Hoping for the most amount of growth as possible. That's the hardest part. But we're in the grind stage now, and I'm gonna put it on 24/7, about like 18 hours of my day, 5 times a week. I'm gonna be focused on growing and making content. TikTok, Instagram, everything. I'm gonna be editing every 24/7. I don't gotta worry about school no more being in my way. Talk to my girlfriend to see what she thinks about my decisions. Hopefully she supports me. Maybe she's disappointed. We'll see what happens, guys. I'm gonna call it here. Peace out, motherfuckers. TQ gang out.